Oh, hey, Tim.
Hey, Virginia, I got your message. You needed help getting ready for the holiday. Yeah, I can fry the turkey. I can make the dressing, cranberry sauce, what?
Oh, no. It's Christmas decorating time. Let's go.
What?
It's a beautiful day, don't you know? It's a beautiful day.
This is The Thread.
This is going to be so much fun.
Okay, Virginia, wait a minute. I think you're looking at the calendar wrong. It's November 18th,
That's
not
right.
December 18th.
That's right.
Right, so we should be getting ready for Thanksgiving.
No. We're thankful that Christmas is almost here, only 37 days away.
Right.
I've got Zach and his dad Jeff from Grim and Gorley in Belleville. They're the best. Zach, tell us about a tablescape. You know what a tablescape is, right?
It's a this.
Yes.
I'm just guessing.
Well, I'm just excited to have you here because I never really know what to do with my table during the holidays, but this is amazing.
The nice thing about a tablescape, you're taking a collection of everything you love, everything that you have, new things, fresh things, even faux things, like this right here. We have beautiful fresh magnolia, we have beautiful faux magnolia. It's literally taking your table and taking it over the edge. This does not leave your table, so people have to eat around it.
Oh.
This is great and all, but where am I gonna put my sweet potato casserole? I usually put it like right in the middle of the table.
Well, that's just not important when it comes to the decorating process.
Okay.
So the whole concept is that this is the most incredible tablescape possible.
Yeah.
What do you put the cranberry sauce?
Go buffet style.
Okay, I'm just.
Yeah.
Looks great though. It looks. That's a tablescape. If I ever saw one, that is a tablescape.
It's the best tablescape I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I love it.
All right, Virginia, this is great and all, but a couple things. First, it's November 18th, not December 18th.
I know that.
Number two, you should be getting ready for Thanksgiving right now. And number three, I hate to bust your bubble, but Santa Claus is a long way from here right now.
Hey, Virginia, you got any more milk and cookies?
Hi, Santa.
Oh, Tim.
Hi.
Hi. I'm making my list and checking it twice here.
Why didn't you tell me?
What? He likes to go places where he feels welcome. All right, so you gotta make sure he feels welcome, all right?
I'm sorry, Santa, Mr. Claus, or jolly old elf. I didn't mean old. I meant like O-L, like old, O-L-E. Never mind.
Now let's talk about mantles, Tim.
Yes.
I'm sure you're excited about decorating your mantle this year.
Of course.
Jeff has the best idea, so tell us what you're doing.
You know what, Virginia? We've decided that, you can never have too much Christmas. So we've gotten a really great thing into the store, and it's kind of an extension of your mantle. So we're able to attach these to the mantle and to the hearth, and so we're building outward and building upward, and we're putting Advent bags on them, so that as each person in the household gets a goal or goes into the holiday, they get a prize out of each bag.
And you can use those bags to put your snacks in so you're watching the football game on Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Well, maybe, but we're talking about Christmas, Tim.
Right.
We also use the different plateaus for like pine cone collections and some of these really great ornaments. Virginia's got some great ornaments and we're adding a few to them. And
Maybe like a turkey. Make a turkey for Thanksgiving, like one of those ones in the pilgrim outfit. I love those turkeys that are dressed up and.
Okay. So what do you think is one of the most common mistakes people make when they decorate for Christmas? Not enough of the floral?
oh my gosh, absolutely not enough. I think it needs to be like the outside needs to come inside. So that's why the fresh magnolia, and we really love the idea of fresh magnolia because it's roll tide. We've been taught that.
It's roll tide.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Adding a little fresh pine to it and then some faux pine, and you get a great look. You can never have too much Christmas, never.
Well, and you said bring the outside in. Maybe I could set up my turkey fryer right here and we'll just fry the turkey right in here.
That's not safe.
No?
Not a good idea.
I thought to put the fireplace there. I thought maybe. Okay. All right. So you want this like right here, V? Like right like that?
Yes, except you need to turn it around. It's upside down.
Oh, I get it. Like
Yeah,
that? Yeah. All right. I got it. These are hard things.
Oh, it's always hard to
Yeah,
things.
I mean, yeah, you gotta. Hey, we always talk about how people go through hard things and they oftentimes use that experience to help other people in similar situations.
Yes.
April Picolette is doing just that. She's founded an organization known as Aletheia. Aletheia is the Greek word for truth, and she's helping women who are feeling guilt and shame come out of that own their story and be transparent and real.
I work in the industry, in the adult industry. I'm an ex-dancer, so I really know I have a PhD in that because I went through that. I remember being in that club and being so lonely, even though you have friends. Because I would just go from one guy to the next guy to one toxic situation to the next. Gave my son away he was age 3, and I prayed to God to bring him back in my life. And within that year, I became a Christian. I got married to my husband, found out 2 of my kids were getting raped. I was dealing with all the toxic stuff from my past and really not knowing who I was. I figured out them things and them are the roots that I needed to really heal. And through that, that's when I started Aletheia. And so I walk with them, with a team, to teach them how to have grace on their story and redemption through Jesus Christ.
It was basically almost like a big party, but not really a happy one. That's stuff that you do to kind of get you through the night. When I met April, I was actually 6 months pregnant with my son.
What I do really, and my team does, is we really get to know that person.
I don't think I normally worked that day or something. Maybe that was just God's intervention too. Like, here's somebody that you need in your life.
Love on them and teach them what grace is, true grace, and how we have brokenness in us. And it's okay, because that's the beauty of the redemption that will come out of that.
But to have somebody that you could actually talk to openly and freely about the things that you do and what's actually going on in your life, it means the world.
She's had some difficult situations, and I love using her story because she's a single mom, you know, and she's put herself through college.
I mean, it hasn't always been easy, but it's definitely been the right thing.
You know, them hard things that happen in your life are the most beautiful things too. And that's where you let God redeem your story, not yourself. And it will come out how it's supposed to be.
It's so cool seeing people's lives transformed.
Yeah, and April's got a whole team now that's going into these hard places and help people deal with guilt and shame by just accepting them, and in relationship, helping them come to grips with their story and be set free.
It's all about building relationships.
All about that. Hey, I'm gonna get this hung for you and then I'll meet you at the next project.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Ow! I shouldn't be thinking about Christmas right now. It is November 18th. I mean, nobody in his right mind is thinking about Christmas right now.
I heard that, Tim.
Sorry.
The Thread, brought to you by Bomarito Automotive Group.
This is Frank Bomarito. You'll get a bigger selection and better value when you visit any Bomarito location. State-of-the-art showrooms and the most advanced service centers. Bomarito has over 8,000 new and 2,000 pre-owned vehicles, all with Missouri's best pricing, greatest financing, and lease options for everyone. Nobody has more. Nobody sells more. Your next car is at Bomarito or Bomarito.com. We're in every neighborhood.
What's up, Threadheads? Thanks for checking out the show. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoy bringing it to you each and every week. You know, as we step into season 2, we're starting our new status as a non-profit, and we really want to expand the scope and ministry of the Thread. We want to come to your community and connect you with those folks who are moving to the needs right in your own backyard. You know, we are so thankful for the platform we've been given by Fox 2 to bring this show into your home each and every week. They've been an amazing partner. But we're not owned or operated by Fox 2. This is an independent show, and we need your support to keep the mission going. A couple of ways you can help us do that. You can go to our webpage, thethreadstl.com, click on donate, and you can make a donation of any amount to support the cause. Next, you can go to the shop page. That's our store where you can buy all kinds of cool Thread gear. We've got t-shirts, we've got hats, so you can suit up with us. So make sure you get your gear, join the team, and help us Thread up, y'all. We've been blessed with some amazing partners on the Thread, and this one's a real jewel, pun intended. We're talking about Newsteaders Jewelry. Come on. Hey, Richard, tell me what makes your hand monogramming not just a piece of jewelry, but a work of art.
Well, I'm glad you said, first of all, it's a work of art. Draw it by hand, but I have a tool. It's like a nail that I just hand carve it. And actually, when I carve it, I can carve it better than I can draw it.
always wanted a monogram piece. I wanted it big, make it big. Well, he sat there and sketched it while I was waiting.
And drew that while you were waiting?
While I was waiting, like 5 minutes later. And I said, well, shoot, I got to give him an order. So I gave him my credit card, and then on Halloween, I picked it up, and I haven't had it off since. I absolutely love it.
You know, I get excited because people get excited about it because they know they can't go anywhere else.
If you're in the market for jewelry, make your way to Newsteaders, where honesty and integrity meet.
Hey, Threadheads, we want to hear from you.
That's right, this is your show, and we want you to be able to have a voice in it. So if you'll send us a message, any question you have for us, any comment, any story idea, we'd love to hear it.
All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, The Thread STL, and hit message. It's November 18th. We're decorating for Christmas.
But first, you probably ought to mash your sweet potatoes for your sweet potato casserole, because you want to get that done so you can put your brown.
We'll do all that after we decorate.
All right.
And so Jeff with Grim and Gorley is here to show us how to put together a unique wreath.
What are we gonna put in there? Like,
well, you know, we love some magnolia. We're gonna roll tide that right on in here. And so we got
Alabama.
fresh magnolia. I love Alabama. We have fresh magnolia and it dries naturally. So we think it's a really great wreath to have on the door because you can leave it out all season.
Yeah.
You can put it out really early because you have to decorate for Christmas early.
Or you could put like a turkey leg in there, maybe, or maybe some cranberries.
Yeah.
You talk about your cranberry sauce.
So here's a great idea for you right now.
Yeah.
Eckert's has a Christmas tree ready for us, and I really need someone to go pick it up. Could you do that? And we'll take care of the wreath.
You sure you don't need me to help?
No, it's all good.
You sure?
We're good. I think we're good.
All right.
I think we're good.
If you don't need me.
Nope.
All right.
Just that tree. Gotta get that tree.
Seriously? A tree? I'm going to get a tree on November 18th? And let's be honest, nobody's thinking about Santa Claus right now.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Santa. I mean, they're not, but they should be. They absolutely should be thinking. Right.
Yep.
Buckle up, Santa. It's going to be a rough ride.
We love to do really fun things to wreaths, so we thought this would be really great. And speaking of tree, heading out to the tree farm to get a fresh cut tree.
Like that.
So we're gonna add a really great metal vintage sign to the magnolia wreath.
Now, I like that you always put unique items in your wreath.
Well, I want somebody to go by your house and go, oh my gosh, where'd that wreath come from? And you're gonna say, Grim and Gorley, right? So we think it's fun, and we think, you know, when you greet your guest at the front door, how about a little bit of mistletoe hanging up in here?
Aww.
You know, so you get a little smack on the cheek from the loved one. And then we have some really great ribbon. The ribbon that we've used earlier in the house on the tablescape, we think it'll be fun to go ahead and push that forward. And so it just looks like Santa's suit.
Yes.
You know, and having Santa around all the time is even better. And then we're gonna hang this on your door with this wonderful tree, or this wonderful wreath hanger. So we think it'll be really fun.
Oh, that's so
The wreath hanger actually hangs the wreath at the right level so that people see it eye level and not hanging way up here by the top of the door.
That's a common mistake people make.
Absolutely it is. Or having a wreath that's not big enough for the front of your house.
Yeah.
A little bitty 10-inch wreath isn't gonna look good on a house this size, that's for sure.
I just gotta work it. Suck it in there, buddy. Nobody gets a tree now. Nobody, but Virginia does. Merry Christmas. Yep. Hey, Virginia, I got a tree. Half of them aren't working. Oh, yeah, I like that there. Nice job.
Yes.
Hey, this Christmas is great, but can I go Thanksgiving just for a sec here?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, we are very thankful for our partners on this show.
Oh, we couldn't do it without them.
Couldn't do it without them. Just
like Rothman.
Yes, and Rothman Furniture, of course, is going through a bit of a transition right now. Bit of a change. But one thing that is not changing is their continued investment in St. Louis.
I grew up in the business. Being young, I would always go into the stores and you'd spend time, crawling around the furniture as kids do today, jumping from bed to bed. And I just had so much fun, being around it, being with my grandparents, being with my parents. And then, also those customer interactions that we just had the pleasure of doing. We're talking about a company that went through a world war, a depression, multiple recessions, think of the history and the huge economic changes that have happened. And we never stopped. We never gave up. We never quit. We never just walked away from anything. At 90 years, we've pretty much, everyone's at some point, walked into a Rothman furniture store. And I think that's been one of the biggest pains of shutting it down, is that we are so ingrained in the community. Rothman's needs to change. This isn't working long term. So what could we do to remain in St. Louis, remain a good civic partner, remain a good community partner, and be here for our employees, their families, and everyone else for generations? The easy thing for someone in my position to do is liquidate the business, sell the properties. I'm on a beach playing golf. And that's not me. That's not who I want to be. That's not who my parents, my grandparents instilled in me. And so I was really pleased to be able to put a plan together to partner with Art Van out of Detroit, Michigan, where we're going to be taking a number of the stores that I own, converting them next year, and then growing into more markets shortly after that. I'm going to be rehiring 97, 98% of the employees that work for me. So that was a big thing to do. Rothman's, we were a fighter. I mean, we could scrap with them the best, and I can tell you, we can still continue. We could have continued on this path and continued to offer value and style, but this is going to go to the next level, and I'm really excited for it. My mother it was one of the most important things that she instilled in me is, community, community, community. One of the greatest things I love is when I'm sponsoring one of these charities and, here it is. And they come to me 2 or 3 years later after with the sponsorship and they go, well, here's your thing. I said, well, I can't afford to pay that. And they go, well, everyone else is. I said, well, that's great. You've outgrown me. We definitely are still going to be locally owned and operated. I'm here in St. Louis. My kids are in St. Louis schools, and absolutely no plans to leave the city. I absolutely love it.
I just love his passion for St. Louis and investing in the community.
Well, and for his people. I mean, the fact that he was able to rehire 98% of his staff during this transition is amazing.
Really cool.
I think we're done.
Looks good.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what?
I've got a chair in the middle of my living room.
And while that's not unusual, having a Santa in it is. That must mean it's time for The Hot Seat, brought to you by Rothman Furniture.
All right, today we have the one and only Santa Claus in the hot seat.
Yes, indeed. All right, Santa. You will have 5 questions, 30 seconds on the clock. Clock will start after I read the first question. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Category is Christmas. Here we go. Number 1, we celebrate this on December 25th.
Christmas.
Yes! The kids hang these on the mantle.
Stockings.
Yes! What snack does Santa like on Christmas Eve?
Cookies.
Yes! Who is staring at a lump of coal in their stocking, Tim or Virginia?
Tim.
Oh. And when is Santa more like a meteorologist?
I don't know.
When he's calling for rain, dear. Lump of coal. Hey, Santa, you just conquered the hot seat. Brought to you by Rothman Furniture. And I got coal coming my way.
This is Frank Bomarito for the Bomarito Automotive Group. If you're considering using any internet-based car buying service, consider Bomarito.com first. With 12,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from multiple franchises, the Bomarito Automotive Group will have your car at your price. And we'll show you a better deal. Dealer direct at Bomarito. Don't pay extra for a middleman. Let the Bomarito Automotive Group earn your business today. Bomarito.com.
Hey shoppers, how would you like to go to a store that never closes? Oh yeah, we got one for you. It's the Thread Store. Go to thethreadstl.com, click on shop, and you can buy your t-shirts and hats so that you can suit up, join the team, and thread up, y'all.
We want to thank you guys for stopping by today, and we hope that you will come and see us every Saturday.
Yeah, it means so much that you spend this time with us, and we hope that we are able to give you a taste of the joy in living and the joy in giving of yourself to others, because that's what this show is all about.
And hopefully someone inspired you to go out and help other people. Or maybe you just felt connected because you got to hear their story of struggle and you can relate to it.
Yeah, so if you have a story you'd like to share with us, we want to hear it and share it with the rest of those who are getting in on the fun.
Thread up, y'all. The tree looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks good, but I'm just saying it's early. I mean, and Santa, I mean, really, it's a little early to be hitting the cookies. You better pace yourself to hit that chimney on December 24th.
Heard that, Tim. You just keep putting your foot in your mouth, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not having a great day with Santa. No. You're big on December 25th, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know a family that's really big on December 5th.
The 5th?
The 5th. It was a huge day for he and his family, and now he wants other people to share in the same joy he had on that day.
So the organization was inspired by the last great day that my kids and I had with my wife before she passed away from cancer, and that was December 5th of 2015. That morning, it was probably around 6 a.m., and my wife was just waking up to go. I thought she was waking up to go to the bathroom. So I closed my eyes, and I didn't wake up for another couple hours. At the time, my wife had, because the cancer had spread to her bones, she spent a lot of time in bed. So typically I was the one that would get up, take care of the kids. I woke up a couple hours later, and the first thing I smelled was pancakes. It was a smell that I probably hadn't smelled in a long time. I walk out, and the first thing my wife tells me is how great she feels. She tells me she doesn't feel any pain, which again it was a miracle. We sat down and we had a family breakfast. At the time, family breakfasts were rare. So after breakfast, we put up Christmas decorations. And I remember at one point during the day, I heard all this noise because I was downstairs getting more decorations. And it's like, banging and squealing and laughing. And so I walk up the steps, turn around the corner, and there's my wife. She's dancing with the children, dancing, and for someone that could barely walk, just to watch them dance, it was definitely a memory that I'll cherish forever. We had dinner with friends that night. We went to Tillis Park. We went and saw Santa Claus. There wasn't really one thing that defined that day. It was just a day full of small little moments that we got to enjoy as a family. My wife passed away almost a month later. I knew I wanted to do something shortly after she passed away, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. And then it just hit me. Why can't I give families a December 5th? And that's why I founded the December 5th Fund, was to give families whose lives have been affected by cancer a day full of small little moments. Breakfast at their favorite restaurant. We've rented out a movie theater and just did a private screening, for a family. Behind the scenes tour of Busch Stadium. Whatever this family wants to do, we get them out of the house and they just have a good day together as a family. So while that family's out enjoying their day, we send a team of 30 to 40 volunteers back to their home, and we take care of every chore you can imagine. So when that family comes home, it's to this house of just like hope and love, and not this to-do list. Obviously, when I first started this, it was a means to deal with my grief, and now it's like, wow, this is huge. We're making a difference too.
They have served 7 different families in the first year with all different wants and needs.
Yeah, it's awesome. And this whole mission was born out of Tom's and his family's thankfulness for the incredible day they had December 5th, 2015. It's a mission born out of gratitude.
And speaking of gratitude, Rothman. Jay is so thankful for how St. Louis has supported Rothman over the years. He wants to continue to support and invest in his hometown.
Yeah.
And April with Alethea. She is so thankful for the people who helped her get out from under the guilt and the shame. They gave her grace, and now she wants to do the same for others.
Yeah, and she doesn't just do this work in the clubs. So she works with those in churches, out of churches, Christians, non-Christians, anybody who is trapped by that guilt and shame. She wants them to experience the grace that she's received in Jesus Christ. And that's the deal. I mean, it's not about our power. It's not about our performance. It's not about our past. It's about Christ, and when we receive Him, we're freed from all that guilt and that shame. It's how the Apostle Paul is able to say, be thankful in all things. He doesn't say be thankful for all things. That'd be pretty difficult. There's a lot of difficult things that happen in our lives, but in the midst of them all, when it all boils down, Christ has redeemed us, and eternal life with our Father in heaven is secure in Jesus Christ. I'll never forget the story of the woman during Hurricane Katrina, who right after she'd lost everything, and the news crews are putting the microphone in her face the next day, and they ask her, how are you gonna deal with all this? And she just, with a smile on her face, says, my God is bigger than all of this. In the midst of suffering, we can be grateful. And Virginia, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm in a bad spot, making a gratitude list is a great way for me to get my perspective back. You ever do that?
Absolutely. I think that's why God tells us that the very first thing we should do when we pray is to be thankful.
Yeah, and once we start finding all those things that we can be grateful for and listing them out, it makes that complaint list a lot smaller and a lot shorter.
Completely shifts your mindset.
What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for this year?
I'm just grateful for all the people that I've got to meet and be on this journey with this year. It's been a great year.
Yeah, I'm thankful for family, for friends, for this show. and the opportunity that we get to experience these stories firsthand and then share them with you. And we're thankful for you. We're thankful for you watching this show and give us an opportunity to enter into your homes on a Saturday morning to share some of these stories with you.
Yes, it's been such a blessing to us. And by the way, I do celebrate Thanksgiving. I just light my Christmas decorations up while I celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah. She's not anti-Thanksgiving at all.
No, not at all. But there are people out there, you do not put your Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving. It like gets under their skin. So, sorry.
It's all good. We're thankful for you and your Christmas decorations.
Thank you. I'm thankful for you helping me.
You got it. You know, and we can always be in a spirit of thanksgiving, thanks to the grace giving that we've received in Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. All right.
That's the end.
It's time for the end.
But not the end.
You're on the right track, Tim.
Thank you, Mr. Claus.
Yeah, when you get done with this, you can feed my reindeer.
Thank you, Mr. Claus.
Get done with that, you can probably wash and wax my sled.
I'll get right on it, Mr. Claus.
And a few more cookies wouldn't hurt either. Of course, I'd like chocolate chip this time, please.
Sure thing, Mr. Claus. Virginia!
Spot Media Production Group.